This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Use the code AFTV for 20% off your order and free shipping at manscaped.com.
AFTV Lee, everybody's a bit shell-shocked after that, or are we? Because that's the thing, like, on the one hand, I feel a bit shell-shocked. Then on the other hand, I'm like, when I came out of the room, I'm like, oh, it's the norm, innit? We've seen 8 home defeats now. It wasn't a defeat, it seems like it, but we've seen defeat after defeat this season at home. And that was amongst the worst, because that's a semi-final, Lee. Yeah. A semi-final, no players turned up. The manager again has got it horribly wrong. It's just, I mean, where does he go from here?
Out the door, simple as that. You can't. You play 2 games in a semi-final. The first one in the semi-final got everything completely wrong. Got away with it, and today, the same old story, I'm afraid, not being able to break a team down. And I look at it now and I think to myself, like, is he, because it's saying, it's disrupted us because Xhaka was out the side. Well, if Xhaka was out the side, right, if Xhaka was out the side, right, then he plays El Nini in the midfield, if that was what he was going to do. So
apparently he was going to play him at left back anyway.
Yeah, so he was going to play him at left back. So I don't see it being that much of a disruption. It was a disruption, obviously, from that point of view, but not from that point of view.
Please.
Just making up excuses. The fact of the matter is, the performance just sums up our home form. This is what I was worried about. Our home performances have not been good enough all season. A manager cannot survive with a record of 10th in the league, the home form that we've had, and as let's see if the club, I'm fed up with this club, or should I say the owners, not running it properly and rinsing it, taking the money out but not running it properly, because this club is not being run properly from top to bottom.
I think we're seeing now with Arteta the inexperience of him.
Yeah, no, listen.
He got it. Emery obviously was at Arsenal, but used all his experience, kept it tight. And said, right, come on, you lot, come and break it down. You need to score a goal, and we just couldn't break it down. But it weren't like
Listen,
it weren't like their keeper. I mean, did their keeper even have to make a save? He didn't have to pull off worldies. There was no intensity. We persisted with this slow playing out from the back. Slow build-up play. How are you going to get goals in, when you're not getting the balls up to the players that can do any damage?
Exactly right. Listen, Emery's got experience, right? Yeah, he has got that. He's not good enough. He wasn't good enough. Let's be honest about it. But he has got experience, and that takes you to a certain way. We've got a manager with no experience. Now, I'm not saying that Arteta's not a good coach, or he could be a good coach, or whatever. And at the end of the day, he coached us to an FA Cup victory. So he has got the ability, but he's just not experienced enough. Too early, too soon. No way should Arsenal Football Club have somebody with no experience managing it. Now, I've tried to back Arteta because for the fact is I want Arsenal to win games of football. And I felt that, that's what was the best thing to do. But let's be honest about it, Robbie. I would have probably gone a long while ago against him if I was paying for that crap. Because that is absolutely, you know what I mean? Like that, ultimately, whether you think it's not winning football that he's doing, but it's not entertaining football. The greatest thing about it is I ain't paying £90 for that crap week in, week out at home. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking performances at home. And today there was no fight, there was no team spirit.
It's a semi-final. It's a semi-final of a major cup.
And we
turn up like that with an absolute whimper. As I said, their goalkeeper, what saves did he have to make?
Well, listen.
What last-ditch clearances off the line, and what did we do in that game?
Ask a top journalist or who's in there now talking to Arteta, you need a goal, why do you take Aubameyang off? Right? And you keep on Holding, you keep on Bellerin. Who's going to have more chance of scoring a goal?
Lee, he just hit the post.
That was his last contribution.
He just had a header, hit the post, and you drag him off. I've never seen nothing like it.
No. And then the next 2 chances fall to Bellerin. It should be unbelievable. Unbelievable. He puts Martinelli on, he hardly gets a touch. He puts Lacazette on, he hardly gets a touch.
Too late.
Too late. I wanted to see Arsenal today. I come here thinking it was confidence, right? I said after 15 minutes in that game that we weren't winning that game. Weren't winning it. Because the way we set up, and the way we looked, and the way everything was, you just knew it was. And I'm looking at it, and he's standing there, and he's just hoping that something can happen,
Yeah.
And it's just hope. It's just hope. It's just hope. There's nothing about making it happen, tactically doing things and all that, As I said before, as I say it now, we've had games like this. Fulham come here and we couldn't break them down. Crystal Palace come in here, and done exactly the same thing. Couldn't break them down. Clueless how to break them down. There was 4 or 5 times in that game, Tierney got the ball and he had no clue what to do with it. There's no one coming off. No game, no pinging it around, no little triangles, whatever. He picked the ball up, he looked, he has to play it back. We wasn't dangerous at set pieces. What are they working on at this football club? Tell me.
Listen, where do we go from here, Lee?
Well, as I say now, Arteta goes tomorrow. If this club, if this owners have got any ambition about running this club properly and doing that, do the right thing. I don't like to see managers get sacked. I wanted Arteta to prove everybody wrong, but I'm not having it. 10th in the league, and what I'm watching is not acceptable. See you later. Go. Right, get in somebody with experience and someone that knows what they're doing. Right? Yeah, and maybe get a little bit better out of these players. I'll go through them. Smith Rowe, poor. Saka, poor. Aubameyang, poor. Pepe, poor.
Just name the old team.
Right, I can go through it. So the manager's got to try at some stage, got to take responsibility for that and not getting these players playing.
Apparently, they said in an interview, he said he tried everything. That's what the guys are saying.
Well, if he's tried everything, fair play to him. It ain't good enough, is it? So you've done everything you can, so I would look at that as a man and a coach and go, do you know what? I've tried everything. It's not working. So who's it? If I've tried everything, it must be me. And do the right thing. And I'm sorry, Mikel. It comes to you don't go to a major semi-final, right, and go with a no forward when you've got the lowest scoring midfield players in the league. How many goals have we got from midfield?
None.
So what was that all about? That deserves to be spoke about from the first set. If I'll be honest, we didn't deserve to be in this game after. We was atrocious. We haven't played well in 2 games. Now, I also think this is a major thing. When the pressure's on, we played against Newcastle, popping it around. Why? Because there's no pressure. There's loads of pressure on tonight, and what you need is an experienced manager that can handle that and take that pressure off the players so they can perform. And he hasn't got that capability because, you know what, he hasn't got the experience to do that. And so I feel that, look at them today, I don't know if it looked like they've still got their coat hangers on them. They're so fucking stiff, aren't they? Like there's no one there expressing themselves. I look at Pepe today, he's got all the skills in the world. Take them on. But I don't think they're given a licence to do that. They were more worried about getting into their shape, getting into their blocks. You you can't be doing that, And you look at Odegaard today. I'm going to ask a question. What has he done over the last 2 or 3 games to justify him playing in that game? Nothing. So how comes he's playing and you've got someone like Martinelli that's playing every time he comes on he's done well or he played well and he doesn't get man of the match at the weekend and doesn't get a look in. That is not good enough. But everybody lets him off all the time. Well, it ain't acceptable. He's brought Eddie on there for the last 2 minutes of a game. And then you're going to have people criticising the young kid. He ain't got a chance. What is he going to do in 2 minutes? Willian come on, he done all right when he come on, but again, on too late. All too late.
Too little, too late.
And it's just, listen, yeah. Do you know what? I'm not hurting as much because I'm fucking used to losing games. I am used to these performances now. I can't tolerate. If I'm paying to watch that, Nick, I can't tolerate that. I cannot tolerate that. And if anybody can, they're more of a man than I am, because that is not good enough. It is not good enough. Don't deserve. I'm going to say it now. Manchester United beat them 3 or 4.
Yep,
3
I
or
think
4.
so as well.
3 or 4. Do you know why they're beating 3 or 4? Because they've got positivity in their side. They've got a manager that is going to take positivity of it, and will go for it. And he's under as much pressure as this man. He's under as much pressure, but he's got players and he's prepared to let them go and play. This manager is like too cautious, too scared to win games of football. He's scared to lose games of football, which means then he's not winning games of football. And you could see that today. They were so cautious about it. You know, you got to score a goal. And I thought we was 1-0 up at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just. I've got to say. I'm so disappointed, but I'll tell you, I'm not that disappointed because I'm not that surprised. You know, I've had enough, right, Robbie? I've had enough of our club being run not properly. We've got owners that don't care. We've got a manager that unfortunately is not experienced enough for this job. And I don't care what anybody says. Anybody can say that he's a great coach and give him that. And I'm going to tell you this now. The supporters that have backed Arteta, fair play to you lot, because do you know what? You've wanted him to succeed. You've wanted the team to win. Unfortunately now, you've got to hold your hands up and say that is not good enough. And you know, there's always a watershed moment, isn't there? There's always a time, and today it's the time. I'm completely off the fence now because tonight is not acceptable.